They're mad. People find you attractive. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they're mad. People actually find you attractive. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I'm the pick of the litter. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm the pick of the litter. Now, I'm sure y'all seen this, but if you haven't or have, drop in the comments, yeah or nay, and let me know. Have you ever seen where on movies, TV shows, or even in person, in real life, where people or a person was selling these dogs? Whether that was at the convention center, at the pet store, on the street, your homeboy house, whatever the case is, they selling puppies, they selling dogs, right? They have these dogs in the box. They have them in a cart, a bicycle cart, or whatever the case is, a wagon. You know how people sell dogs these days. And people typically go for the what? The most appealing puppy. The one with the best or most appealing coat. The one that looks exotic. The one that's extremely lovable and cuddly. You know, the one that has the soft puppy dog eyes. You know, the one that looks like that's mine right there. Oh, yeah, they got that stardom. It got that it factor. I'm going to make some money off of you. You know, they choose those particular puppies. Why? Because of the it factor, the stardom effect, and that whip appeal. All right? That whip appeal. Reno, what are you saying right now? You happen to be that one. Okay? You know how the little feisty dog in the back be mad because all the other dogs getting chosen? That's how they be when it comes to you. And see, when I say get chosen, I'm not just talking about from a romantic standpoint, right? Like maybe that's you getting chosen for the job, getting chosen for the opportunity, okay? Yes, it can be a man choosing you or a woman choosing you, but I'm just saying being chosen just in general. Why? Because of that stardom effect, that it factor, and that whip appeal. The thing that you have is what they wish they had because it keeps landing you in great situations. It keeps landing you in great deals. It keeps landing you in beautiful rooms. And not only are you in those beautiful rooms, but you are commanding every single thing inside of that room. You follow what I'm saying? And so, yes, they're mad because people find you attractive. They can't wait to put you in the position. They can't wait to give you the opportunity. They can't wait to elevate you past everybody else who said they were better than you. You follow what I'm saying? So, of course, y'all, they're mad. People actually find you attractive. You got that it factor, y'all. You got that thing. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I got that thing. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I got that thing. And so, y'all, we're going to speak about this, y'all, within this video. But first thing is first, y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. What y'all got going on, fam? How y'all feeling? What y'all ate today? I'm all in your business as always, all right? So for me, y'all, it was a beautiful day. Went outside, took a stroll in the park within nature. And that reminds me, I got to start doing nature videos on here, y'all. For those who's wondering what nature videos are, it's just me walking in the park, having the same type of conversation that I have right here in front of the legendary Gray Couch. You follow what I'm saying? I have yet to do that on this channel. But anyway, I did that, y'all, and I finally got me some food, okay? I'm still in my, what we call it, calorie deficit, but your boy has some Zaxby's, all right? I had the wings and things meal, and it was actually high protein, but for me, I think my maintenance is like 2,400 calories. But luckily for myself, I only had about 1,800, 1,900. So I'm still in a calorie deficit. And I got to eat a scrumptious meal. You feel me? But anyway, y'all, that's what I had to eat, y'all. Y'all drop in the comments and let me know what y'all ate and how y'all day was. But let's get directly into this banger, though, all right? Number one, it's going to be this right here, fam. The scarcity mindset, all right? It's the classic scarcity mindset. The we all can't make it mindset. All right. If I get $1 million, the person who have the scarcity mindset is going to have the we all can't make $1 million. You know why? Because they feel I've stole it all. They feel that I've taken it all. They feel that there's no room for them to make money. When there's enough for everyone's need, not enough for everyone's greed. So everybody can't have $10 billion. It's just not possible. But who says that everybody can't have $100,000? Everybody can't have $1 million. All right. The problem is nobody wants to put the work in. But wait, don't this sound familiar? When they have the scarcity mindset because you are attractive, all right? And when I say attractive, I'm not just talking about looks, but I'm talking about with having that it factor. I'm talking about with being a great worker, a person who has dignity, integrity, a person who has character, all right? Somebody who people look at within high regards. That's what you have. They got this scarcity mindset because they feel like you're the only person who have this. You're the only person who can make this happen. You're the only person who this can happen to or for. That's the scarcity mindset. They can get $1 million just like you went and got $1 million. They can go get an opportunity just like you went and got an opportunity. They can be looked at in high regards just like you're being looked at in high regards. The problem is, y'all, is that they have this scarcity mindset and they rather be mad because people actually find you attractive instead of them in that particular moment when they can go out here and create their own moment. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? Number 2, it's going to be this right here, fam. Impostor syndrome, all right? Impostor syndrome. So this is my paraphrase definition, by the way, but this is basically when you feel like a fraud, all right? This is basically when you feel like a fraud. No matter how competent you are, no matter how accomplished you are, no matter how many high achievements you have, no matter about any of that, you still feel like an imposter, all right? This calls for imposter syndrome. Reno, what are you saying right now? When the attractive person stand next to a more attractive person, or at least they are deemed as more attractive, that person who is attractive will catch a sense of imposter syndrome. Why is that, Reno? Because everyone says she's the most beautiful in the school, but somebody calls you beautiful too. But no, everyone says that he is the most handsome in the school. Well, hey, bro, you had 2 girls who said you looked nice today. Oh, man, but they said that she was the best singer. But last time I checked, you received an award from your church from being a good singer. All right? The problem is whenever they stand next to the person who is deemed as more beautiful, more talented, more gifted, more whatever, right? They automatically feel a sense of, I'm an imposter. All right? I'm an imposter. Like, I'm sure there's many boxers out here who's great at what they do, right? But if they stand next to Floyd Mayweather, they'll start feeling like they're not a boxer. You get what I'm saying? Imposter syndrome is real. You start comparing yourself. You start looking at other people's achievements and accomplishments. You start looking at what other people have accomplished, and you'll be like, man, I'm nowhere near on their level. No, you're on their level and past it. You follow what I'm saying? But yeah, that's that imposter syndrome, and that's why they're mad that people actually find you attractive. All right? Number 3, it's going to be this right here, fam. The intimidation factor. All right? The intimidation factor. Ladies, don't take no offense to this, but I got to keep it real. Have y'all seen a beauty pageant here lately, or even in the past, right? A beauty pageant is when they have literally a bunch of beautiful young ladies, and this does not have to be subject to young ladies under the age of 18, all right? I'm not talking about kids. I want to make sure I make that clear. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about grown women who be in these beauty pageants, all right? In case somebody start getting funny with the tickets. But what I'm saying, y'all, is this right here. When you think about these beauty pageants and these Miss America pageants and things like that, all of them be beautiful, right? Or at least beautiful in their own right. However, they still feel intimidated by one another. I'm not saying all, but you can bet your last dollar almost all of them feel intimidated by one another. Maybe her eyebrows look better than my eyebrows. Maybe she has a lighter skin complexion. Or maybe her dark skin is glowing better than my light skin. All right? Maybe she has a better figure. Like, whatever the case is, maybe her hair is more black than mine. Or maybe it's more longer. Whatever the case is, but They feel intimidated by one another. Why is that, Reno? Because of the fact that not only am I beautiful, but she's beautiful, she's beautiful, she's beautiful, she's beautiful. And so that can be very intimidating when you're not the only beautiful person in the room. Reno, what are you saying right now? This is why they are mad that people find you attractive, because it is the intimidation factor. You're not the only one. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say you're not the only one. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you're not the only one. You know when you are a true star, all right? Do you know when you are a true star? That is when you can stand next to other stars and still shine bright. That's how you know you are a true star. You follow me? Number 4, it's going to be this right here, fam. Hidden resentment, all right? Hidden resentment. So this is the person who lives in someone's shadow. Respectfully, Batman and Robin, right? Batman and Robin. Now, we never seen glimpse of this on the TV show with Batman and Robin. Robin always played his role relatively good, all right? He didn't try to outshine Batman. He didn't try to, make Batman look like he was a bad person. He did not get envious or jealous of Batman, as far as I know, all right? As far as I know, Robin was cool with being the sidekick, right? However, y'all, it's very similar to this situation if Robin was to be pissed off at Batman because he's Batman. The point is that people will have hidden resentment towards you. Why? Because they're not the ones who's only getting the spotlight. They're not the ones who's only getting the attention. They're not the ones who's only getting the award. They have to share it with you. So for years and years and years, maybe even decades, they harbor this hidden resentment towards you. That's why y'all can get in the argument like it ain't nothing. That's why y'all get in fights like it ain't nothing. That's why it seems like y'all can never be on one accord, because it's that hidden resentment. It ain't nothing that you've done to them actively or currently. It's about what you've been doing for over the years. You've been outshining me. You've been getting the awards. You've been taking my spotlight. That's how they feel. This is what we call an internal war. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm not responsible for your internal chaos. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I'm not responsible for your internal chaos. That's number 4, y'all. Hidden resentment. All right. Number 5, the last thing is going to be this right here, fam. Your destiny. Okay. Your destiny. In my paraphrased version, destiny is basically an inevitable outcome. All right. That's destiny. An inevitable outcome, which means you have a decree over your life. Something is going to happen for you, good or bad, but it is an inevitable outcome. You have a beautiful destiny, and this is what they know, all right? Y'all ever seen the movie Cookout? Okay, it was a smash hit movie back in the early 2000s. Todd, it had Eve in there. Ja Rule was in there. It was a few people in there, actually more than a few. It was a bunch of black stars in there, right? But anyway, the movie Cookout, Todd's mother was the one who was being envied by her sister. All right. Now, Todd and his cousin were good. His cousin admired him almost. You follow me? But his cousin's mom, which was Todd's mother's sister, she envied her. Why was that? Because she always felt like she had the greater end of the stick. She had the better destiny. What do you mean by that, Reno? Well, you got the better man. What do you mean by that, Reno? You have the better job. You have the better son. My son is only going to college to be a dentist or a doctor. Your son get to make millions of dollars while being a basketball player. My son probably can't buy me a house, but your son can buy you a big mansion. Look at what your son did for you. You got this big old house. I still live in my 2-bedroom house. It's a competition there, and it comes from the destiny. Some people feel like, oh, you was just placed in that position. Oh, you was just uplifted and exalted to that position. You ain't really have to work hard for it. And the craziest thing about it be, they seen you go through some of the most devastating things. You was well due for a win. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm due for a win. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm due for a win. You was well deserving of that W. And they're so selfish to where they can't even see it. You follow me? But it is your destiny that they envy. It's your destiny that they are in competition with. It is your destiny that they feel has failed them. Yeah, your success equals their failure in their mind, all right? But fam, to break this down within a recap, we'll get up out of here. Once again, they're mad people find you attractive. Number one, the scarcity mindset is why. Number two, imposter syndrome. Number three, the intimidation factor. Number four, hidden resentment. And number five, y'all, your destiny, all right? With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.